Lesson 6. Okay, what is translation? Investigate how a function of the form y equals f of x minus d plus c compares to the graph y equals f of x. This is the regular function you learned yesterday. When you see f of x, it means your y values, it's your function. When you see some extra numbers in front of or after the function x, these are means they transform. What happened? X are transformed d units. Since x are horizontal, it means it's a horizontal shift d units to the right or left. How do I decide if it's right or left? If you see a negative sign here, it means to the right. If you see positive sign here, it means to the left.
Did you mean to have the screen like on the grade 11 math? Yeah, because I didn't see it.
Yeah, I wasn't sharing maybe, yeah. So this is d unit to the left. This is d to the right. So if you see negative sign, the function shift to the right. If you see positive sign here, it's shifting to the left. Do not mix. Negative doesn't mean to the negative, to the left. So when you see D and in front of the negative sign, it means to the right. And then this is D units to the left. And if you see C value, it's taken up or down. If this is positive, the graph shift C units up vertically. And if you see negative sign here, it means down. If you see negative, it means C units down. Negative down, positive up. Negative D, D to the right, positive D, D to the left. Let's see. The parent in geometry, a translation refers to a shift of the object from one place to another without changing the original shape. So we are not changing, we are just translating to the right or to the left. So if the original function is a parabola, this is a parabola when y is x squared, something like this. Write the equation of f of x plus 2. Since f of x is representing x squared, new function will be x squared plus 2. Says add 4, then f of x is your parabola and shift 4 to the up. And if you see negative 3, take your parabola and shift 3 units down. Now, I'll take you to the Desmos. And let me write them on Desmos. This is a graphing calculator. Click and then copy. Y equals x squared. This is the parabola, the one with no transformation. The second one is x squared.
I don't know, but we cannot see
Yeah,
here.
sorry, we can see that.
I need to share double screen here. Now it's plus 4. And then x squared minus 3. Okay, look at the graphs. Do you see now all the 3 graphs?
Yeah.
This is the original one, the red one. It's without any transformation. Next one, red graph shifted 4 up. Next one, x squared. The red one shifted 3 units down. Do you see? Up, down. Okay, someone is connecting. Who is this? Who is just connecting? I was missing 2 students. Who is connecting? William? Okay, you need to talk, guys. Who is just connecting now? Oh my God, anyways. Okay, so these are up or down transformation. Now, go back to the OneNote. See what happened. Adding a value to f of x results in a vertical translation. I showed you. So the parameter c determines vertical translation. If c is greater than 0, c units up. If c is less than 0, c units down. Now, look at the function now, new function. This is square root function. It says, can you write the equation f of x minus 3? So your function, original function is square root function. Says, move 3 to the right. So this is new function. And it says, take your function, which is square root, and 6 to the right. This one, take your function, the one, original one from here, it's root x. 5, positive 5 means 5 to the left. So this graph will be shifted 5 units to the left. Go to Desmos now, come Desmos. So original one is square root. So this is parent function. Open the square root and x. Second one. What was the second one? Can someone read? X minus 3. So in the square root, open the square root, x minus 3. And the other one, what was the other one?
X minus 6.
Minus 6 and positive 5. Open the square root, x minus 6. Next one.
X plus 5. Square root.
Okay, now check all. Look at here. This is the original one. So original one is here from 0. This one is 3 units shifted to the right. This one is 6 to the right. And this one is 5 to the left. So domain is changing each time, guys. This is domain from 0 and up. This one's domain is from 3 and up. Okay, Alexis, it's fine. And this one domain is starting from 6 and up. And this one's domain start from -5 and greater. When you write the domain, be careful for the square root function. This one is from -5 and greater, 0 and greater. This is 3 and more. This is 6 and more. Range. Range are your y values. All y values are starting from 0 and going up, 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 everything. Am I sharing both screen? Yeah. So let's write one of the domain and range. This is -5. So domain x is ER such that x greater than and equal -5. So starting from here and it's growing, it's here, going to the right. Range, y values are starting from 0 and going up. Everything from more than 0. How do we write? Y element of real numbers such that y's are greater than or equal 0. Any question? So far you learned up or down, right or left. This is parent without any transformation. If you have a number next to x here, it's right or left. This is 5 right. If you see minus positive 5, this is 5 left. If you see C value outside, this is 5 right, 3 up. If you have right hand down, then this should be negative. So 5 right, 2 down. If this is negative, the graph shifting left, down. Let me show you one more. Let's write y equals square root x minus 2 and outside go up 3 up. See the green one? From 0, it shifted 2 right, 3 up. 2 right, 3 up. Can you follow?
Yes.
It's good. If you are comfortable with this, we will do vertical stretch or compression and horizontal stretch or compression. So you should be comfortable with right, left, up, down, and then it's new one is coming. Okay, let's see this. Exercise. Use Desmos to plot each pair of function in the chart below and fill in the table. This is square root, absolute value function. So what kind of function is this? What is absolute value? It's V shape, something like this. So this is absolute value. It says, can you take the function 4 units down? So go 4 down. And then it's from negative 4 going up, up. So this is 4 down. It's here, I don't need to write. It's 4 down. Domain, what is the domain? Everything. Everything can be in my axis. Y depends on the starting point. Check here, y's are starting from negative 4 and going up. So y's are greater than or equal negative 4. Starting from here and going up. And for the square root function, the next one, you have a shift to the right or left. How do I decide? Check the sign here.
It's to the left.
7 to the left. So since the whole graph is shifting 7 to the left, domain will be changed. Remember from Desmos, it's not from here, it's gonna be from negative 7. And square root function is something like this. So domain, starting from negative 7 and greater. And y values are starting from 0 and then going up. How do we write? D, domain. And then x, e, r, such that x's are greater than or equal negative 7, close the bracket. Range, open the bracket, y, e, r, element of real number, such that y's are greater than or equal 0. close. Any questions? Alexis, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So now we have 1 over x. This is reciprocal function. Reciprocal function, something like this, guys. We have asymptote. I don't know if you learned asymptote before. Did you?
No, only yesterday from you.
This is asymptote. Did we talk about asymptote? I mix up with morning and evening class now. Did we?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you're not supposed to touch.
We did with you. I didn't with morning. I said, yeah, I taught you yesterday. Don't you remember? You said, no, you didn't. Then I said, okay, it was last night. Sorry. Okay, the asymptote here, y equals 0. It's horizontal asymptote. You can touch, get closer, but not touch. And you have the vertical asymptote here at x equals 0. It means these are the broken line. It's a line. The y values are getting closer, but never touch or cross. Here, if you move this 1 over x 2 up, it's a vertical shift. So when you move 2 up, your asymptote also will be moving. I'll do it here. So this is your 1 over x, this one. When you shift 2 up, your y values can't be 2. So all graph will be shifted 2 units up. So this portion of the graph is coming here. And this portion, the other branch, comes here. So you have asymptote here, y equals 0. Horizontal, vertical asymptote, sorry, x equals 0. So x equals 0, this y line, line y, it's vertical asymptote, but your horizontal asymptote changed to 2 because you shifted 2 units up. So this line, before it was here. When y is 0, it was here. Now, I shifted this line 2 unit up. Instead of 0, I have the asymptote at y equals 2. So you have 2 portions. One is here, the other one is here. Don't touch the asymptote, just come, get closer, down. Next one, so domain and range here. Since you have a horizontal asymptote at 2, your range, y, er, but y can't be 2 because you have a broken line at 2. It's your asymptote. And your axis can't be 0 because you have a vertical asymptote. Y can't be 2, x can't be 0. Next. Any question with reciprocal? Most of the students are struggling with reciprocal function. Okay, let's continue. You have a parabola now. It's x squared. Now you are shifting 5 to the right. Anyways, okay, let's continue. Yeah, so this graph, it's a parabola. You are shifting 5 to the right. Shift 5 right. It will be starting from 5 and going up. Give me domain and range for this function. Domain and range.
Domain, isn't it 5?
No, domain everything. When it's parabola, domain is always all real number, always. Even if you move right to left, it doesn't matter. X can be everything. Look at here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Everything can be in my domain. Why? This is your function. If you touch here, you have a y value. If you come from here, you have another y value. This is going up. If you are here, you have another y value. So everything can be in my domain. Do you see? I can extend this graph, yeah? This is the parabola. When it's here, you are starting from 5, but it doesn't change your domain. It's still all real number. Yeah? Your range is again from 0 and up. Because when x is 5, y is 0. This is your vertex. So range are starting from 0 and going up. Yeah. Any question?
No.
Question? Next one. Tell me next one, guys. What's going on with the next one? Look at here.
You add 5 and then go down
Which
by
one
2.
are you looking? This one.
Yeah.
Square root function. Next one, this one.
Yeah, so you add you add 1 and then subtract 2.
Yeah,
I mean-
1 to the right,
And 1 to the right and 2 down.
2 down. Yeah. So this is a square root function. So square root function is starting from 0 and going this way. How do I know? Did I teach this yesterday? 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. Did I mention these? This is parent
No.
functions. Huh?
I think you not.
Okay, this is parent function, and then these are the points for the sketching your square root function. When x is 0, square root 0 is 0. When x is 1, square root 1 is 1. When x is 4, square root 4 is 2. When x is 9, root 9 is 3. So these are the key points, the table of values for square root x. Now, what are we gonna do? We'll move x is 1 to the right. Take the axis 1 to the right. And your y values will be 2 down. So give me the new points, guys. Take axis, add 1. All axes should be shifted 1 right. Shift all axes 1 to the right. 0 will be 1. 1 will be 2. 4 will be 5. 9 will be 10. Now take all y values, shift 2 down. 2 down. 0 minus 2. 1 minus 2. 2 minus 2. 3 minus 2. Now plot these numbers. Oh, too much sitting. I've been teaching since 9 a.m. in the morning. It's too much sitting. Oh, okay, let's plot. 1, x is 1, y is negative When x is 2, y is negative 1. When x is 5, y is 0. When x is 10, x is 1. Do you see? Do you see it's from 0, 0, it came to 1 right, 2 down. So starting point is not 0, 0. Now it's 1 and negative 2. 1 right, negative 2 down, 2 down. So starting point 1 and negative 2. So what is the domain for the new one, the purple one? Someone is at the door. I don't know who. Anyways. Okay. Give me the domain and range for this purple one.
X belong to real number
Such that
such that X is greater and equal to
1. 1
1.
starts from
Yeah.
1 and going to infinity. Range?
Y is belong to real number and Y is greater and equal to minus 2.
Yeah, because it starts from negative 2 and going up. Yeah. So when you transform, your domain and range is also changing. Questions? Any questions? Next one. Absolute value function. Absolute value function is the V shape. The table of values for the parent or base, it's the same thing. When x is negative 1, y is positive 1. When x is 0, it's 0. When x is positive 1, y is positive 1, and so on. That's enough, 3 points. Now, what is the transformation here? 3 left, 5 up. Anyways, nice. So if you sketch this, take all x values 3 to the left and y values are 5 up, add 5. Give me the new points. Negative 1, 3 to the left, it will be minus 4. 0, 3 to the left will be negative 3. 1, 3 to the left, negative 2. Y is 1, add 5. 0, add 5. 1, add 5. These are the new points. Yeah. Negative 4 and 6. Negative 3 and 5. Negative 2 and 6. Okay, so the graph shifted as you see. 3 left, 5 up. Look at the starting point right here, which is negative 3 and 5. Negative 3 and 5. So what is the domain? Everything.
Yeah, every number.
Everything can be in my domain. Range depends on the minimum value. I have a minimum value at 5.
5.
So range, y is ER, such that all y values should be either greater or equal to 5. One more. Oh, I'm tired. Is this good? Any question with absolute value?
No.
So far, what did you learn? Square root function, absolute value, reciprocal, and parabola. Parabola is from grade 10. This is parabola, since you know this since grade 10. Square root function new in grade 11. Absolute value is new in grade 11. It's the V shape. And reciprocal function also new. This is reciprocal. For reciprocal function, you have the asymptote. Only for this one. These are the asymptotes. Let's see, this is also reciprocal, as you can see from the one I just wrote. This is reciprocal. Do you see axis shifted 2 to the right? Do you see?
Yeah.
So does your asymptote. So your asymptote also change. If you are moving axis right or left, you are also moving your asymptote. At what line I have an asymptote? Give me the asymptote. At what point I have the asymptote? How much you shifted this graph? How much?
To the right.
2 to the right. So does your asymptote. So your asymptote is at 2 here. And you shifted your graph 3 to the up. So
Yeah.
go to the 3. 1, 2, 3. Your horizontal asymptote also shifted. So reciprocal function, this branch on the right side, come here between these two asymptotes. And this branch is between these two asymptotes. It's shifted here. Domain, the new one, domain. X can't be 2. X cannot be 2. Range, Y can't be 3. I cannot have 3 in my range. I cannot have 2 in my domain.